Ну давай.
The story begins with Sandy, a housewife who is taking her children to school. After returning home, she checks her husband's computer and accidentally finds a video showing her husband's affair with another woman. Feeling betrayed, Sandy decides to end her marriage. After officially divorcing, Sandy and her 2 children move to New York to start a new life. When she arrives there, she immediately looks for a job so she can support her children. Thanks to thorough preparation, she is accepted to work at a company. After that, Sandy goes to a coffee shop to find information about apartments that can be rented. That's where she meets Aram, a young man who, according to her friend, named Max, is very good at taking care of children. Sometime later, Sandy visits a martial arts center because she wants to learn to protect herself and her children. Coincidentally, there is also Aram there who is wearing a shirt as a target for punches. Because she is still upset with her ex-husband, Sandy immediately takes the opportunity to vent her emotions. The next day, Sandy comes to the coffee shop to apologize to Aram for the previous incident. Not only that, she also asked Aram to help look after her children while she went on a date with a man. On the other hand, Sandy was on a date at a bar with a man. There the man kept on seducing Sandy to be intimate. Because they had drunk too much, they finally went home by taxi. And in the taxi, the man forced Sandy to be intimate again. Because she was annoyed, Sandy decided to leave and get out of the taxi. Sandy walked home unsteadily. When she arrived home, Aram saw Sandy unsteady. He left Sandy and went home. The next day, when Aram was working at a coffee shop, Sandy's children suddenly came and said that their mother had died. Shocked to hear this, Aram immediately went to Sandy's apartment. It turned out that Sandy was just fast asleep because she had drunk too much. As the days passed, Sandy and Aram got closer. One day, they talked and Aram revealed that he had also experienced a divorce, even though he was only 24 years old. Sandy felt comfortable and increasingly trusted Aram to look after her children, while Sandy was also getting busier with her work. Once, Sandy and her best friend went on a double date. However, Sandy felt uncomfortable and chose to leave the event early. When she arrived home, she found Aram had prepared dinner for her. As a token of gratitude, Sandy invited Aram to watch a boxing match. Long story short, the 2 of them went together. They really enjoyed the match. In between, Aram thought that Sandy was very beautiful and Aram began to have feelings for Sandy. But not long after, Aram was unlucky. She was hit by a boxer who fell out of the ring. As a result of the incident, Aram suffered minor injuries. That night, Sandy asked Aram to stay at her apartment so she could rest comfortably. At the same time, Sandy's ex-husband came to drop off their children. Aram, who did not want to disturb, immediately took the children into the room, while Sandy and her ex-husband were involved in a fight. Sandy was overwhelmed by her ex-husband, until finally Aram came out and managed to get Sandy's ex-husband to leave there. Another day, they attended a theater event and after that attended a party. Unexpectedly, at the party, Aram met his ex-wife. However, he chose to ignore it and enjoy the night with Sandy. And the 2 of them realized that they had the same feelings. After returning from the party, they spent the night together making out. But in the middle of the match, Sandy's child woke up and watched them. Aram and Sandy were shocked and the making out that night ended halfway. The next day, Aram invited Sandy and her children to come to his parents' house. There he celebrated his 25th birthday. While in the kitchen, Aram again invited Sandy to continue the postponed making out, but failed because Aram's mother came there too early. And when they came home after making sure all her children were asleep, Aram and Sandy finally managed to make out without any disturbance. After that, they also got closer, until one day Sandy gave Aram happy news. She was currently pregnant. Hearing that, Aram was really happy, and they decided to go to the doctor together. But after being checked, it turned out that there was a problem with Sandy's pregnancy, and it was impossible to maintain. Hearing the news made them both sad. After returning from the hospital, Sandy began to think that their age difference was too far and felt that Aram was still too young to live a married life with her. Even though Aram said that he was sincere to Sandy, Sandy still chose to end their relationship. After separating, Aram decided to find a better job. After having a lot of money, he had a desire to travel the world. When exploring, he found new things and had many friends from various countries. He also did charity in several poor countries in the world. Meanwhile, Sandy was also increasingly successful with her work and became a news presenter. Several years passed. Aram and Sandy accidentally met again at a restaurant, but this time Aram brought a child. Sandy was silent, and Aram said that the child was his adopted child from Bangladesh. There Sandy also met Aram's mother and father. Sandy then apologized to Aram and invited them all to join her at the dining table. Sandy's child was really happy to see Aram. In the end, Sandy and Aram were seen holding hands under the table. Maybe that was a sign that they would be reunited like before. And the film ended.